I know I've told you guys a lot of times that I used to be a Snoop. Like, I used to spy on my old boyfriend. He would go to work or even get into the shower, and I would pick up what was called back in the day the two-way pager. And there was no lock and no code. You could just go in and see what the hell he was doing. And he was cheating on me so much, but I stayed like a damn fool. I stayed. I guess I was waiting to catch him in the bed with the woman. I don't know. I needed it to be in my face. But how many of you guys have snooped? You guys have snooped? Okay. Now, back in my day, snooping was the two-way pager. You guys had the Facebook and the MySpace and... And you can go and check on people's, like, updating their profile to see your man says that he was somewhere, and then you check somebody's status on their little update on their status, and you see he was lying because she says that she was with him at the movies. Okay, so I think it's okay to spy on a man too, kind of, is it, right? Is it? Or is it not? I don't know. But what about a mom spying on their kids? Oh, yes, that's good. Well, with all the technology these days, mamas can monitor their kids' cell phone use. They can read their text messages. They can log on to Facebook, MySpace, and see all of their information. But today we're going to find out or ask the question, are some moms taking this too far? Tanisha says, hell no, she's not taking it too far because she cannot go far enough to snoop on her two daughters. So you're snooping on your two daughters. Tell me some of the things you do. Tell me, you bought the same cell phone as them. Yes. What does that mean?
I bought all three of us the exact same cell phone, Tyra. That way I would know how to operate it. That way I can go in and check all incoming and outgoing messages. I need to know what my daughters are into. When they're doing their chores and have it on the charger or in the shower, I am in there with my pen and paper. I am writing down numbers that I don't know. I call those numbers when I get to work, and if it's a girl that answers
you call
the
numbers?
Oh, I call the numbers back. Oh, yes. If it's a girl that answers, okay, I mark that up as, you know, it could be a girlfriend, but if it's a male voice, if it's a deep voice, I pretend to be a friend because I need to know where did they meet, how did they meet, do he plan on seeing my daughter as I'm her friend. But if his voice sound he's going through puberty, or, you know, I still ask questions.
Okay, you ask questions. So tell me about dates. When a guy comes to pick up your daughter, what do you do?
I invite them in. They have to ring the doorbell. That blowing horn going out, no. You have to ring the doorbell.
I respect that.
Come in.
Yes.
And as he's coming in, I'm standing there with pen and paper in hand because I am writing down exactly what he has on, any body piercing, tattoos, anything. Do you have a driver's license? I need to see your driver's license. I want the correct spelling of his name and the driver's license number. And I walk them out and I get the license plate number off the car. And the best thing about it, when they leave, I go to my computer, 411.com, public data. I need to know who she's with. I need to know about their family. I'm snooping.
And then when she gets home from the date, what do you do when she gets home from that date?
When she's home from the date, I do a body search.
Wait, what does that mean?
I'm looking for, you know, any type of marks. They could be hickeys, bruises. I mean, she's been out on this date, so I need to know if it's a physical date, how physical the date was. I smell it if I have to.
You smell her? If you guys remember a couple of seasons ago, I went to jail. Do you guys remember that? Okay, yeah, I went to jail and I got the body search and I took my clothes off, took the weave out, had the braids, the 6 braids going back, and they searched my body. And I felt so violated that they were searching my body. Is that what you do to your daughter? You like make her take her clothes off and you're looking? Like what body parts are you looking at?
I'm just not like that. You know, I go to talk, I want to know about her date. And, you know, I tell her, because I know she's coming in, she's late, getting undressed. I'm not leaving until you are undressing. So you might as well do it now when I say, let's talk about the date. Or if not, then if I have to say, strip, you will.
That sounds like the jail to me.
So I have to protect my daughter.
You have to protect your daughter. Okay, let's talk about the mall. You drop them off at the mall, and then tell me what you do.
I pick up everybody. I'm the taxi because, like I said, I need to know who they're with and what they're into. And I will drop them off at the mall, and they'll think that I have left. But I go to the other side. I do a quick change in the car.
Quick change of clothes?
A quick change of clothes in the car. I put on my hat and my sunglasses. And, you know, I'm going to check out the sales, too, but I'm actually going to check out what they're into.
So what do you see? What are you watching? What is she doing?
I just want to know, what is she doing? It's not them that I'm afraid of. It's the people who they hang with. Girls, they get into so much trouble. And, you know, I just want to make sure, you know, that they are always doing the right thing.
Now, as a young girl, I kept a journal. I kept a diary, and I loved that diary. I used to write so many things in my journal. Do your daughters keep journals?
Yes, they do.
I'm scared to ask.
Well, do you have no privacy in my home?
Oh, wow.
I'm sorry. If it's in their room, I'm just lending them their room. So I'm going through everything.
So you go through the journal?
Yes, I go through the journal.
And do they have locks on them? Mine had a little lock.
Yes, it has lock, but you know the needle nose tweezers? You can really pick that lock. And one of my daughters, she ties a ribbon around hers in a special way. So I studied how she has the ribbon tied because I want to tie it back exactly like she had it.
Okay. Have your daughters given you a reason not to trust them?
Do I have to have a reason?
Yeah.
I'm their mother. Well, no, they have never given me a reason, but I just don't want them to be a teenage mother like I was.
Okay, so you got pregnant very young.
Absolutely, and you know what? It only took one time, and that's what I'm afraid of.
You got pregnant the first time?
The very first time. And I do not want that to happen to my daughters. They have dreams and aspirations, and I want them to reach them.
So you think by you checking their body for hickeys and telling them to strip means they're not going to have sex? And why does sex have to leave a bruise? What kind of sex were you into?
Well, no. As my mom used to say, you know, kissing and stuff, it starts heating up the bottom. So I don't want the bottom to be heated at all. Not right now. They're just 15 and 16 years old.
They're 15, 16. I think they've been kissing and I think they've been heated.
Absolutely.
Okay.
But, you know, that's where I come in. So, therefore, I will know. That way I can put a handle on it. I can catch it.
When you say you smell them, I have to go back to that.
Well, I'm just smelling for, like, the saliva. You know how breath smells.
And man smells.
Right. I want his cologne and everything. I'm just checking.
Do your daughters know that you snoop on them? And of course, they know about the body searches. Do they know about the diaries and all that type of stuff?
Yes and no. But it doesn't matter.
Yes and no.
Yes and no. They know to a point. But it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. Well, I think it's gonna matter because her daughters are here. And we're gonna meet them after this break. We'll be right back. So, is it okay for parents to spy on their kids? Tanisha admits that she does body searches, searching for hickeys and bruises when they come home after dates. And she says that is normal. Now, what her daughters do not know, of course they know that she searches them because they're the victim or they're getting searched. But they don't know about some of these other things like the diaries. And they're here. So we're going to have your daughters come out. They're waiting in the back. Come on out, Warnie and Winterland. Warnie, your mom, she snoops all the time, right?
Yes.
And how do you feel about that?
I don't like it. She talks to my boyfriend, and she's like asking him personal questions about me, which I feel she should come to me and talk to me about it. She's
like what kind of stuff?
Like, are you sexually active? Are y'all kissing? Are y'all hugging? Just things like that.
What is he going to say? No, we're not hugging at all, Mom. We just sit there and go.
The truth. Huh? Actually, he tells the truth.
He tells the truth?
He does.
And what does he say?
I mean, he told me, yes, they have hugged. No real kissing, but, you know.
And he's telling the truth.
No real kissing. But he lets me know.
Warnie, is he telling the truth?
Yes.
You have not kissed him?
Yes.
Are you telling the truth?
Just not like...
Okay. All right. So, Winterland, your mama went to your prom.
Yeah.
Tell me about that. You go to prom with your best friend, your mom gets dressed like she's dropping you off, and then what happens?
We were having a good time, you know, prom dancing or whatever. And then around 11:30, I remember. 11:30. She gets on the microphone and says, "Winston, it's time to go. Your ride is leaving."
On the microphone?
Yes, cut the music.
The DJ booth?
Stopped. Everything stopped.
I have a reason for everything I do.
Okay. Tell us the reason for that.
I didn't see her. I didn't see her.
But she could have like text her or something on the phone. My sister always has her phone on.
Are you scared they're gonna rebel?
I'm not afraid that they're going to rebel. Like I said, Tyra, I just want to make sure they do not follow in my footsteps.
Okay,
That's
but
it.
don't you understand that when you go that hard, that it just makes somebody, when you tie up an animal, the animal doesn't just go, "I'm so happy to be tied up." They go,
It's a misconception here because these girls get to do everything they want to do. I do not stop them from doing anything that
just
they
follow
want to do.
along.
Hey, I just need to know.
Okay, Warnie, I know you have a diary, right? Tell me what that diary means to you.
It's like my personal feelings that I write down and express to myself, and it's personal. I feel like nobody should read it, nobody should go through it because it's how I feel, and I don't want anybody to know.
Yeah, and tell me what the steps that you go to make sure that nobody reads that.
Well, I tie it a certain way. It's a certain way I tie it, and I like put it under my pillow. Like if it's laying face down, then I make sure my pillow is counter-cornered or something.
Your little secrets.
Yes.
Okay, well, Tanisha took a camera and showed us a little something of what she does with her daughters. Check this out, girls.
There is nowhere that Tanisha will not go when it comes to spying on her daughters.
This is her room, and this is where she spends all of her time. She have everything just nice and neat. I searched her room about 4 times a month. She has a journal here. I try to put it back as nice and neat the way that she had it.
Nothing is off limits.
Pictures of her. Now, who would she be sending this to? Who is she sending this picture to? I had to do a quick search because now I have to go and pick them up from cheerleader practice. I didn't find anything here, but when her and her sister gets home, I'm sure they'll have a sister talk, and we'll check and see what's going on then. The girls are home from practice, so they're in the room talking. This is what I normally do to hear and see if they have any type of what's going on. Warnie's on the cell phone. I'll get the cell phone. We'll check it out as soon as she get in the shower. About everybody the same kind of phone, so that way I'll know how to operate it. Write down a few phone numbers, especially these new ones. It's not that I don't trust my daughter. It's just that I want to protect her.
She even reads their journals.
Okay. She met some young man who wrote her a letter saying that he's telling her who he is and where he's seen her and how old he is. I let my daughters know I once was a teenager, so what they're doing is not slick.
Warnie, I see you watching that, and you look really mad and hurt, both of you guys.
Yes.
Tell your mother.
I don't like it, Mom. Why do you have to do this? You raised us well. We're good kids, straight A students on a roll, and I don't understand why would you do that to us.
And you are. I love you, but I have to protect you. I tell you over and over, Warnie, I was a teenage mom, and I don't want that to happen to you. I see you going down the same road that I did, and I just
How
don't
is she
want
going
that
down
to
the same road of
I mean,
teenage motherhood?
straight A students, very popular. The boys liking her and everything. It just happens. And I'm afraid that it will happen to them.
I'm scared. Okay, we have to take a break, and I think your family needs some help. I really think you need help because I do feel, Tanisha, that it is love. I think it's just misguided and misplaced, but I do feel the love that you have for your children, but I think you need help because I see a ticking time bomb. If you were my mom, I'd be buck wild in the club, dropping it like it's hot and popping bottles. We'll be right back. Is it ever okay for parents to spy on their kids? Well, we just heard from Tanisha, who admits that she uses extreme methods to spy on her daughters, even though she says she has no reason to distrust them. Well, with us is parenting expert and author of 12 Simple Secrets Real Moms Know, Dr. Michelle Borba. Hi, Dr. Michelle Borba. Now, Before the break, did you see the young girls, how they were near tears? And I feel Warnie's anger. It's like it's a tightness, like she's so frustrated she does not know what to do. What could happen? What are the negative things that could happen with something like this?
Watching those two girls' face was exactly what will happen, and that is you're on quicksand, Tanisha. You're going to break down the very fiber of trust that you have in those daughters. You've got two incredibly glorious girls who have done nothing to break your trust. You are parenting totally by fear at this point. You're forgetting the respect notion down here. Good parenting is a balance between the two, and if you don't balance that two, everything that you're hoping for is going to go right down the tubes.
Yeah,
that's my biggest concern for you.
It's like a self-fulfilling prophecy almost.
Yeah.
Yeah. Does that make sense, Tanisha, at all to you? That like you hold on so tight that they want to break free? Like sometimes people want to prove you right. You ever hear about the guy that wasn't cheating on his girlfriend and she keeps thinking that he's cheating and she says, you're cheating, you're cheating. He's like, I'm not. She's like, you are. And he goes, you know what, I'm going to show you. You might as well do it because you think I'm doing it anyway. I get treated like a criminal, so let me act like one. Okay, with us now is Janine, and unlike Tanisha, she says that she has a good reason to spy on her 15-year-old daughter and is desperate to find better techniques to spy even better than she is already. Okay, you started snooping because why?
Well, one night I was in bed and my daughter came in and I looked at her face and I went, oh my God, you've had sex. And she's like...
But you just looked at her face and you noticed?
I just looked at her face and knew it.
What was her face?
A mama knows.
It's not like she just came in the house like...
Nope. I wish she had done that. She just walked in my room.
And you knew?
I knew. And I was so upset because I did not have sex until I was 18. And so we had a deal that she was supposed to wait until she was 18. And
how old
didn't.
Was she?
15. Just 15.
Just turned 15. Okay, so she broke that agreement. I understand that she does a couple of things. She's kind of acting out. What is she doing now?
Well, the other night, she snuck out. I waited for her. She came back. She'd snuck out to be with some, you know, friends and stuff.
Okay. Or a boy, do you think?
I think a boy, yes.
Okay. Do you feel helpless when that happens? Like terrified, helpless?
I feel so scared. It's just me. She's my only child. She's my everything. When she's on the computer, if she's talking to someone and she doesn't want me to know, she like closes it. I feel like I'm just out of control with her. And she doesn't do very well in school, so she's very much different than these girls. And I really, really love her very much.
Well, you came to us because you want help, right?
I am desperate.
Well, here's what happened. Check it out.
Robert Siciliano, personal security expert, met with Janine in New York City to share some high-tech spy secrets.
Hi.
Hello, Janine. I'm Robert.
Hi, Robert. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Robert showed Janine 3 ways to check up on her daughter and keep her safe.
Janine, there is some new technology out there that allows you to keep track of your daughter so that you can keep her safe. Hair is a software program that you install on your computer that allows you to view the website she's visited, emails sent and received, chats logged, just about everything she does on the computer. You can see it with the software.
So wonderful.
Janine, the second thing I want to show you is a driving performance chip. This records every second of every mile that she drives. If she's driving too fast, if there are any jackrabbit starts, if she is speeding. This tells you everything she's done while she's driving.
Oh, that is such a good idea because she's starting to drive, her friends are starting to drive, and to be honest, I am so scared every time she gets into a car.
The last thing I want to show you is this cell phone. Now, I understand that Lily occasionally sneaks out of the house. She's not where she says she is, and well, this isn't an ordinary cell phone. This has a GPS chip in it. It's real simple, actually. You give your kid the cell phone, and it works like any cell phone, and then all you do is you log into this website, and it shows the exact location of where they've been for the past month, what buildings they've been in, what homes they've been in, what streets they've driven down. And from here, you can track your child's whereabouts. We live in a very different world today, and all of this technology is designed so that you can keep tabs on your daughter so that you can keep her safe.
That's a really good idea because I really, really, really worry about Lily.
Pretty extreme. You really feel you need to go to that extreme?
I do, because she sneaks out. I don't know where she is.
Yeah.
She tells me she's one place and then she's another. I'm a single mom. I don't have anyone else to turn to. I don't know what to do. I'm really at my wit's end.
I can kind of understand where you are because I think it's a lot different than Tunisia. Tunisia's just doing it almost like it's fun. You know, like for no reason, but for entertainment, where you have a legitimate reason. Your child is sneaking out. What do you do? Robert Siciliano is with us here in studio. He's the author of The Safety Minute. So you feel that she was a prime candidate because of what her daughter's doing, right?
Well, Janine is every parent that is concerned about their child's personal security. You know, today, most people don't realize that there are 500,000 registered sex offenders out there, and they're looking for their next victim. These tools are there to help the parent protect their child.
Have you used any of the tools?
Well, we used the cell phone when she was here.
Oh, when you guys came to New York City, you used the cell phone?
Yes.
I'm curious to see. And did you track her?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. We'll be right back. I think we have that. We have her being tracked. We'll be right back. We're asking the question, is it ever okay to spy on your children? Well, Janine says yes, because she has really great fears because her daughter Lily has gone to the extremes of even sneaking out of the house in the middle of the night. And this pain has brought you to tears. Before we took a break, and you were crying about this.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, Lily's here. She's about to come out, but she hasn't heard anything that's been going on today on the Tyra Show. Come on out, Lily. Hello, Lily.
Hi.
Hi. So your mom kind of snoops around in your life, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. How does that make you feel with her kind of going through your stuff and...
I think it's wrong, and I think what she's doing is not right, and she shouldn't be doing that to a teenager. I mean, I'm 15. I should be able to live my life, and I mean, she can be there for me, but she just needs to, you know...
Needs to back off. What's the one thing that makes you the most upset that your mom does in terms of the snooping?
She reads my texts. I remember, like, one time she was looking through my texts, and I was flirting with a guy. I mean, me and him, like, liked each other, and she flipped out.
Like, you remember that day, Mom?
Out.
Oh, yeah, because it was more than flirting.
Oh. Was it X-rated stuff?
Yes, it was.
No, it was not X-rated.
Well, can you say it on the Tyra Show?
No.
Or does it have to be on HBO to be repeated? Now, your mom said that you snuck out of the house before. Tell me about that.
I sneak out because I feel like I have to.
Oh, you sneak out, so it wasn't just once.
Oh.
Okay. You guys don't talk back to the TV. Look at them. You're 15. So you snuck out. You sneak out.
Yeah.
And where do you go when you sneak out?
I go out to see someone.
Okay. And how old is this someone?
He's 18. I'm almost 16.
Oh, wow. Okay, almost 16. When you arrived in New York City,
Yes.
To come to the Tyra Show, you were always with your mom?
No.
No? Did you ever leave when you weren't supposed to?
Yes. But she caught me on the streets. I just wanted to go see New York because, you know, New York is like an amazing place. It has all those lights and stuff.
And you just wanted to see the lights? Can you bring your mama to see the lights with you?
She didn't want to. She's always tired. She's not fun anymore.
Yeah, she never asked me to go see the lights.
I think Mama would want to come see the lights in New York City. Well, Lily didn't know that her mom randomly, you think that your mom just randomly found you on the street, but it wasn't random at all. Check this out.
Janine had no idea that one of Robert's tips would come in handy that very same night.
So we went to bed, and not to my surprise, Lily snuck out. Great, she's probably trying to go to the bar, picking up boys. Typical Lily.
Okay, so did you know that you were being tracked?
No.
Like, do you know what teletrack is or LoJack?
No, is it like a GPS?
Yeah. Like back in the day, like when this thing was invented, like when I was young, like if you got your car stolen, there was this thing you could connect to the car.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter where your car was, it could be in the chop shop.
Yeah.
But the crooks chopping up that car to sell it in parts, they would find that car and put that crook in jail. So your mom put a teletrack or a LoJack on you in that cell phone. And she knew exactly where you were by logging on to a website. What does that make you feel like?
That really upsets me. I mean, that's way overboard. That shows that she doesn't trust me at all.
But should she trust you?
Yeah, I mean, I've made my mistakes in my life, but I have reasons for that.
Tell me. Tell me. Tell me. It's okay.
Just like I've been through a lot and I'm only 15. Like I've had lots of people die in my life. And I've had things happen to me that people don't deserve.
Does your mom know what happened to you?
Yeah.
Yeah? Okay.
But she still doesn't trust me. And I try, but she doesn't do anything to show that she trusts me. She always goes behind my back instead of just asking me.
What do you think happened first? Okay, what happened first? The chicken or the egg? Did the snooping happen first, Janine, and it made Lily rebel? Or was Lily rebelling, so you started to snoop?
Lily was rebelling, so I started to snoop.
I never snuck out before she started to snoop.
Okay, but there was other things maybe that you were rebelling because you have pain,
Yeah.
right? All right. Do you think that the tracking device is going to help anything?
Well, I think it'll just give me a peace of mind. And yes, I do think it'll help because I'll know where she is. I mean, I need to know where she is. What if something bad does happen and she doesn't get hold of me? I have to tell you, I call her all the time.
Yeah. And that's the most annoying thing. It's every 5 minutes. I'm not even kidding. She texts me, she calls me to see what's up, and...
Because I don't trust where she's at or what she's doing.
And that's why I rebel more.
Dr. Michelle Borba, I want to ask you, what are you seeing here?
Number one, I think there's a difference between monitoring a kid and snooping on a child. And this child needs to be monitored. Monitored means that you've lost your mom's trust, so you're going to rebuild and prove your sense of trust. One of the things that you can do is you can still monitor her, but you tell her up front, I'm going to be watching, I'm going to be checking, and once you earn that trust back, that'll help your relationship, because really and truly the best firewall to a child, you are the best firewall, but the best firewall isn't snooping. It's creating a relationship with the child so that you rebuild that trust. So it's rebuilding the trust, but also saying, hey, I'm going to start honoring my mom and adhering to the rules. And when I start adhering to those rules, she's going to basically start, you know, bridging that apart further and further.
I love that you said there's a difference between snooping and monitoring.
Yep.
Because if you let the child know, yeah, your phone has a GPS in it, and that's the only phone that you're going to have, and it's not secret. Why don't we have the GPS phone for a couple of months? All right? I'm going to let your mom have it just for 3 months, and it's the only phone that you can use, just for 3 months. Her face, she was like, 3 months. Because you say you don't lie to her and you tell her where you are, so if you tell her where you are...
Oh, no, I have lied to her before.
Okay. Okay, but so you're going to have to tell the truth now. Just 3 months.
3 months.
Do it for me, Lily.
Do it for Tyra.
Do it for me.
Okay, say it.
Right?
Okay.
Just 3 months, Lily, and you'll be cool because you'll be like, Tyra got me this phone, yo. GPS navigation system, she got it for me. All right?
Okay.
3 months, and then you can get rid of that.
Okay.
And then it's just the trust thing and the communication.
Okay.
Deal?
Yeah.
All right. We'll follow up on you.
Yeah.
We'll be right back. The moms we're with are convinced that spying on their kids and even putting tracking devices in their cell phones is the right thing to do. But Bernadette says that she would never have snooped on her own daughters, Tiana and Cassie, until they gave her a reason to. Tell me about the reason they gave you, Bernadette.
Tyra, I used to be one of those parents who did not believe in snooping. I trust my daughters explicitly. And about 2 years ago, was picking Tiana up from work, and I just happened to glance over at her arm and noticed there were marks on her arm. And I asked her, you know, what's this? And she's like, nothing. Snatched her arm down. I was like, oh no, pull your sleeve up. She had been cutting.
She'd been cutting her skin.
After the flip out, we cried, and I was like, why? And she's like, I was stressed out. School, work, I was just stressed out. So
okay, so how did you start snooping after you saw the cutting?
I knew something had to change. I just knew it. Phone checks. I started checking phones, and thank God I did that because Cassie was communicating with somebody in Texas, and I knew she doesn't know anybody in Texas. So this person was telling her he was 17.
And how old was Cassie at the time?
14.
Okay.
And I thought, no. So I talked to her about it. I took the number. I called the guy, and I knew he was not 17.
Oh, he was older than 17.
Yeah. I called the local authorities and then let them handle it.
Okay. And then you have new rules. Tell me about the email rule.
There's no email. We took the internet out. No Facebook, no MySpace. There's no going to parties. If they want to hang out with friends, they come to our house. Party that way. You know, Tiana, she's 17. Tiana's 17. She drives. She has to text me when she gets to school. She has to text me when she leaves. If she goes to work, she has to text me when she goes to work. She has to text me when she leaves work because she is my child. I'm a parent. I love them. I'm concerned. Okay, and because of that situation, I knew rules had to change.
Bernadette taped a typical day of snooping on her daughters, Tiana and Cassie. Let's see it.
Getting ready to go through Tiana's room. So let's start our little journey here. First thing, if she has dirty clothes, I'll probably just go down here and just simply go through her pockets, see if there's anything in there.
Bernadette does room checks on both daughters a few times a month.
I'll pop the sheet up. I'll just start gently running my hand through it. I'll lift underneath the bed, and you can see there's nothing under there. The last thing I'll probably do is I'll come to the trash, and I'll just sit there and I'll take it out. And I just have newspapers. Let's see. Okay, here would be a note. But the note is from her boss, so that's a good thing. I think Cassie keeps her room this way on purpose, so nothing really stands out. I'll just go over here and I'll just start moving around. She's big into the magazines at 17. And if she keeps some kind of journal, she'll probably keep it with her. I do it for her sake and for my sake too, because I want to make sure that she's being honest with me and what she does.
How'd that make you feel, Tiana, looking at that?
I can't believe you dug through my trash to see who wrote me that note.
Because when I do ask you questions, sometimes I'm not saying you're lying, but you always omit certain things, and maybe it's because you feel like you can't share your feelings, but I'm here for you. And I'm trying to find a way to tap into that, so you come to me.
But there's some things that I think I should wait to ask you about or talk to you about, or that when I feel comfortable that I could ask you.
And those are the things that in the first place made you stressed out because you were keeping them all in. That's why.
We'll be right back. Today we're with moms who admit that they spy on their teens every single chance that they get. With us is Bernadette's mother, actually, Alexandra. Stand on up, Alexandra. So, this is not strange to you. Tell me why what's happening is not odd.
Because I'm a second-generation snooper. My mother did it to me, and I did it. And I did it to Bernie, and now she's doing it to her children.
So tell me what you used to do with Bernadette when she was younger.
I used to go through her purse. I used to check up where she said she was going, go through her room.
And what was the outcome of you being so snoopy on her? How did she turn out as a teen when she was like 18 years old?
Oh, when Bernie turned 18, she just lost all control. She just went out there and no rules. She just did everything because I never allowed Bernadette to be Bernadette. You know, Bernadette was being what I wanted her to be.
How did you react to what your mom did?
When I was growing up and you were snooping, it was because you didn't trust me. It was because even if I brought home good grades, I was still untrusted. And that made me feel unloved. So yeah, when I turned 18 and I started to be wild, it's because I felt unloved, I had low self-esteem, and what I do with them, they know why I do it. They know that it's because I love them. They know that they gave me a reason not to do it. I didn't say that I didn't trust them. I trust them. I trust them and I love them. But the situation in my growing up and you snooping on me, it was because you always thought I was a liar and doing things wrong. It wasn't the fact that you loved me as a mother.
I did love you as a mother, and if I portrayed that to you, Bernie, that wasn't why. It wasn't.
Grandma, do you think that she's going too far with her daughters? Do you think she's making the same
Yes.
mistakes that you made?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah?
No, the one thing that's different, they know I love them. I build their self-esteem. I don't tear them down.
Well, I can't change what I did.
No, you can't.
But do you really
And I am
think
very sorry that I did.
I see that Bernadette has some rage and some anger and some pain. But one thing that stood out to me is you said, what I do is I build their self-esteem, I don't tear them down. And I cannot help but look at your daughter Cassie's body language right now. And you say that you built their self-esteem. This whole time, her head has been down, she's been hunched over, and she's holding for dear life to the edges of that sweater.
She's angry that I do what I do. She thinks I don't trust her, but I trust both of them.
How do you feel, Cassie?
I feel that some of the things you do,
Cassie,
let her talk. Come on, let her talk.
it makes me like mad because I feel like because what I did that, even though it was bad and it was wrong, but it's not like I do that all the time. And I've moved on, and I feel like you can't move on from it, and that you use that as an excuse to like snoop on me, and it makes me mad, and it.
And I don't intend for it to be hurtful. If they wouldn't have done what they did, I probably wouldn't be snooping today. And it's not snooping to hurt, it's snooping because I'm trying to protect them from that, and at the same time give them the foundation to be strong women and stand up on their own 2 feet, not depend on anybody.
Okay, do you see Cassie right now? She's crushed.
I know.
Okay.
I know.
I feel that that was you 20 years ago with your mom. That was you feeling broken, but it has turned into rage.
But the one thing that...
But what I'm saying is, do you think there's a possibility that Cassie's and Tiana's can one day turn into that rage that they feel, that you feel for your mom? That it could turn to that?
I don't think so.
You don't
I
think you're protecting them so hard that you could lose them?
Every day, I'm like, I love you. This is why I'm doing this, and you know this is why I'm doing this. But my mother in raising me, no, there wasn't love there.
We're going to take a break. I'm going to come to Dr. Borba when we come back. This was a complicated one, Dr. Borba, but I know you got the answer. We'll be right back. Okay, so Dr. Borba, we've got 3 generations of snooping, and we've got daughters that are hurting and are feeling violated. What do you have to say?
Well, I've got to say something, Tyra. You're almost parenting the same way that your mother parented you. The one thing that you're asking for is self-esteem. Let me tell you what self-esteem is. It's really based on trust. And if you don't have trust, that's the basis of it. Your daughters never get that higher level of feeling who they are and that glorious sense of, I'm an okay human being, if they don't have that basis of trust and security. Rebuild that for your daughters.
We're going to keep in touch with you guys. We're going to keep in touch with all of the families today, and we're actually going to update all of you on what happens in their lives and to see if we can get some progress. Because one thing that's here with the 3 mamas that we met today is love. There's so much love, 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 love. It's just a little misplaced. How do you guys feel about snooping? We want to know if you think it's okay for a parent to spy on their kid, for a woman to spy on her man, for coworkers to snoop on each other. Go to tyrashow.com and tell me how you feel. And while you're there, you can take our Should You Snoop quiz, and we'll see you later.